goodness, Monday again. And we're still here, so that's a good thing. Though there was some really interesting activity Earth-wise this week. And we're still in this little fun space for another day and a half. So.
Yes, I think I'd like to start the week just by saying...
Right.
It's
Oh my goodness.
slightly insane. So, so what are you going to do? And I suppose we should look and see, has the equipment worked? Is everybody here?
Well, there's a bunch of peeps.
Oh, my goodness, there is a bunch of bleeding peeps. Well, I think
All
we
right.
must have took a sneak peek before. Gosh, let's say hello to everyone. Hello, Sean. Hello, Gilda. Hello, Savannah. Hello, Kaz. Hello, Mamalena. Hello, Anna. Hello,
I cannot
Savannah.
believe it's Thanksgiving
Hello,
next week.
Helena. Is it? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that year just went... whoosh.
Okay. Well, I could tell you that if you go back again to the January Magical Mondays, I talked about all of the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, moving from, over this period of time, from water and earth signs into air and fire signs.
Yes.
So things are going to be quite accelerated.
I think you're not whistling Dixie, as the saying goes. You're not blowing smoke.
Saturn will be in Pisces, which is a water sign, but it's also going to bring a little bit of, I guess, illusion and...
Allusion or illusion? Illusion. So what are we alluding to?
Yeah.
Hello, Misty. Welcome.
Oh, put Misty
I
down.
don't think Misty joined us last week. She must have been,
I don't know.
away
Right.
somewhere.
So
But
today
she's-
we kind of
yes.
have a special Magical Monday.
We do, because
'Cause
it's
it
a sort of new moon.
Truly is magical, right? We have Scorpio, new moon,
Oh, yes.
and for us it is beginning the lunation of Broom.
New broom sweeps clean, eh? As they say.
Now, Scorpio new moons, like any new moons, are a good time to set a new intention. But as we all know, Scorpio is fixed water.
Oh, and doesn't it have an intensity about it?
It does. Like when I talk about the water signs, I say Cancer is this beautiful lake and you can walk out up to your neck and look down and make out the details of your toe ring. And Pisces is kind of like a small river. Sometimes it's a little babbling brook and you can hear different voices over the, as it dabbles down. And other times Pisces bursts its bank and is a raging torrent and you have to get out of the way.
Floods your porch.
Right? But Scorpio is kind of like the ocean.
Yes.
We have no idea what's really down there, right? It gets to the depths of things. So this new moon might be feeling like it's pushing you or pulling you.
Oh, dear.
Depending on where you are in your assessment of things, right? Like you might already have an idea and a goal and something you're working towards, and now this new moon's energy might feel like it's pushing you.
Oh, dear.
Or you might be very stuck and you might say, well, I don't even know what direction I want to go. And in that case, then this new moon might feel like it's kind of pulling you. So either of those things is not exactly the most comfortable place, right? Being pushed or being pulled.
I have in my head, that Dr. Dolittle animal, the push me pull you with the two heads.
Oh, it's a little bit like that. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars as its ancient ruler.
Ah, yes.
So that is aggression, but endurance as well, right? Like sometimes that Mars aggression is used to get energy to push forward.
I do that
Right,
a lot,
and that's
definitely.
when I say harness the energy of Mars, because there's no sense in just getting angry and upset without figuring out a way to overcome that, whatever it is that's,
Well, that's true. I mean, anger is definitely an energy, and if you can harness it, hopefully for good, so it's not self-destructive,
Right. And then the modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. and
Rip it down, tear it out.
tear it down and rebuild. So you can see we have like broom, sweep, sweep, sweep away anything that no longer serves us, right?
Yes.
And propel us forward, because broom is a great symbol of fertility too, right? Like jumping the broom kind of thing.
It's the only magical tool that appears at all of the greater Sabbats, isn't it?
Right? You sweep Breed's bed, you jump the broom at Beltane, you sweep the miller's floor, you sweep the circle for the ancestors. So if trying to think about a magic today, it's definitely a set an intention magic.
Yes.
And what's interesting too is the planet Uranus, chaos, panic, and disorder, my work here is done, is in Taurus. And Mars is in Taurus.
It means it's got to be squaring you, isn't it? Not Mars, but, you know.
Well, no, it's not the right degree. It's squaring my ascendant loosely.
Okay. All right.
They're at 20 degrees.
Okay.
And the new moon and the sun are at 20 degrees. 21 degrees, right around in there. So they're in opposition. So Mars is definitely in a position to do the push me, pull me. And Uranus is there kind of, filling your mind with thousands of things.
Doing it backwards on its side.
Yeah. So I think the first thing to do if you're going to do some magic today is make your plan.
Plans are good.
Right? Make your plan and be able to kind of harness the Uranus energy. And by that I mean use that chaos to manifest something good that may be unexpected.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's a wonderful thing you can do with chaos. You can always get something that wasn't really expected there, you know?
Right.
So exceeding your expectations could well be on the cards.
Right. Or creating a synchronicity, right? Creating a synchronicity that will produce the unexpected. And then with that, you have that Mars energy, sorry, not enemy, although war. You have that Mars energy that you can harness in Taurus that says stability, endurance, let's be ready. Let's be ready for the unexpected. Let's make the most of the unexpected. So we have that. And then we have the sun. All life comes from the sun. And the moon, our emotions and our intentions. So the first thing to do is figure out, what is it? What is it that you want to do?
I'm not bloody sure, to be honest, and that's why they say, isn't it, time spent in planning and preparation is time never wasted. And in fact, taking a bit of time, and I found this the other day because I've been trying to get my head back into doing a little bit of coding. There's something I'm trying to accomplish, and I'm getting there. I had another bit of a result while Lisa was teaching her class yesterday. I had another little result, so I love these. But I found that rather than just going off half-cocked, try to write out what it is, what is my workflow, what am I trying to achieve here, where am I going, how am I getting there, what's necessary to do that, and then you come up with a sort of like an idea of what your algorithm's supposed to look like, and then you can do your quasi-code from there, and bada bim, bada boom. So it's actually quicker to sit down with just, forget your computer, sit down with a bit of paper and just work it out first before you even start coding. Because
usually this is good advice. If you want to reach a destination, you have to plot the course, don't you?
Well, you would think, wouldn't you?
All right. So now, usually there are 4 general categories for magic.
So you say. So
and
you keep telling me.
They seem to be finance, relationship, health, and spirituality. So to get a focus, and you might say, oh my God, I need all of those. To get a focus, think about how you could relate your magic to one of those subjects. Like you think, okay, finances. There's this new moon with these kind of Mars Uranus opposition to the new moon's energy itself. So you might do kind of a dual spell there to banish debt and increase financial gain.
Oh, so you can use the opposing energies simultaneously, so to speak.
So you could say, okay, I want to banish debt and I want to grow my savings. So you could work a spell that says, allow for an unexpected synchronicity to be able to clear that debt away, and allow for the sun and moon to show me a way to grow my finances. So you could do that. If it's relationship things, a lot of times there's something blocking us from getting to the new relationship, right? We still have too many feelings for someone in the past, or we don't know how to communicate.
We're carrying an immense amount of baggage
or we're
around.
Carrying baggage or whatever. So again, whatever the relationship is, whether it's romantic, you're looking for a partner, or to clear old energy away, from an old partner, or to rebuild some friendship or family relationships,
could be purely
whatever.
platonic or family.
Yeah. So what can you do to break down the barrier? Mars, Uranus, what's going to break down the barrier, right? And what can you do to build something new and positive for yourself? So there's that.
We have I'm sorry, I just misread the violent hummingbird. No, it's violet. I'm so sorry. I love it when I half read things. It's like, no.
I do need all of those, yes. Right.
I was just trying to conceptualize what a violent hummingbird might be.
Well, it might go even quicker than a regular hummingbird. All right.
No, apologies. Welcome to our channel, Violet. I'm so sorry. Pray continue. I'm sorry.
All right. So then health-wise.
Yes.
Maybe health-wise you apply the same sort of idea. What is blocking you from achieving good health, right? How are you stuck? Are you not able to follow a nutritious meal plan? Are you not able to take care of yourself for some reason? You'd rather sit on the couch and eat Doritos than go for a walk, or what is it that you can do to make a plan to remove excess illness, weight, or whatever's blocking you, and put into place something that will harness that, that Scorpio deep psyche kind of energy that says, look deep inside you. What do you want to feel like, right?
I mean, the intensity of Scorpio there is crying out, really get a deeply passionate love relationship with yourself. Because, that good stuff comes of that. Good stuff comes of that.
Right. And then there's the spiritual side of things. A lot of people want to grow and learn and open themselves to something new. So maybe there's some old core belief system that's making you feel guilty. Sometimes when people come to our classes, they bring with them past Christian kind of core beliefs that make them quite fearful, right?
We all got
conditioning. So how could you maybe take away that guilty feeling or that fear feeling so that you could open yourself to be closer to spirit guides, guardians, and psychic information? So you could do all of those. It would just be a little more complicated. However, you might decide that you're going to do elemental magic, and you're going to assign each of those things an element, right? So you might assign earth to prosperity, water to healing, fire to love, and air to spirituality. And you might have the 4 elements on your altar for your magic and work with each of them per category. So what do we got here?
Oh, there's some funnies. So, hides Doritos. How did you know? Oops.
Cookies and tea. Oh,
Oh, I got some ginger snaps the other day. It's one of those days.
forget it. Our baker, Sister Linda Maria, left me some cardamom cookies. You know I'm having that with a Earl Grey tea for a snack today.
Sister Linda Maria.
Sister Linda Maria.
Just so funny. Oh, Drake, she's lovely. Anyway, oh gosh. Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. I'm not the only one who's murdered your name. I'm sorry, Violet.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Oh God, but yeah. Interestingly enough, if you've only got a couple of minutes, one thing I know Lisa's got tons more to say, but if you've only got a couple of minutes and you really want to focus some energy in a particular area, she did these, and this blatant plug, you're going to find them on our channel. She did these wonderful, like, healing mandala meditations. They're dead short. They're only like, what, a minute or two, something like that?
They're just
really
shorts, reels, whatever.
They're not long at all.
But they're good at manifesting.
But you can just use that for a quick sort of, centering, and they've got all the bases covered there. Healing and finances and spirituality, and just dive there. That's kind of cool. But yeah, what's this then? I love that, assigning each to an element. That's why you're in charge.
Right. So you might pick.
You're in charge, eh?
You might pick to do all four. So you could assign financial things to the element of earth.
You could.
And do new moon crystal magic.
You could.
You might assign your relationship stuff to fire, especially if it's a romantic relationship.
You want a bit of steam in there.
Do candle magic for that. You might assign healing to water.
You could do
and,
that, yeah.
Work with water to focus yourself. Maybe you dip your fingers into the blessed water and work through the chakras, right? And
Water
then
magic, so powerful.
Work with incense or sage or whatever scent of incense that you like for spirit. And you could do the working of all four. Now, the next thing people say is, but I'm stuck and I'm in that push me, pull me space, and I need my finances sorted out, and I need my relationship stuff sorted out, and I don't feel well, I need to feel better, and I feel disconnected from spirit, and I have all these negative...
And everything sucks.
And you're just like in that huge stuck space. Well, that's even more reason why you should use this new moon, that is Broom Scorpio, to unstuck yourself.
Unstuck yourself?
And one of the best ways to do that is through focus, concentration, and restoration. Right? So the ancient understanding of the word healing was restoration. And you've probably heard this before if you've taken any of my classes. The idea was you didn't just heal somebody by masking the symptoms. Here, take this pain medicine, and then your leg doesn't hurt anymore, and you can go back to work. Right? The idea was to restore mind, body, spirit back to the place it was prior to the dis-ease. Right? The disruption, the hurt. So a good way to get in that space is get your sacred space all set, cleanse and purify yourself so that you don't purposely bring in stuff, right? And then sit for a moment and allow yourself to think back to the time prior to the upset, right? Like, when did you love yourself? When did you feel really good emotionally? When did you know you had made good choices for yourself regarding relationships?
Right.
And connect yourself to that beautiful stream or flow of energy that brings that feeling, that spark back to your heart. Then do your relationship magic. Then allow yourself to think back when you felt safe and secure, when you have had plenty of money to pay your bills, when you knew you were living in a safe and secure environment. Maybe you had a job that you really loved that paid well, and you get yourself in that space. And then you do your money magic, right? Then think about when you felt whole and complete, when you could physically do the things you wanted to do. Get in that space where you had some sort of physical achievement, right? You know, you cleaned the whole kitchen and you still had the energy to make a great pot roast that day, or whatever it is. It could be something small, whatever the memory is that feels really good, right? Feels really good. Pull that energy in and then do your health work. And then the same would apply to spirituality. Allow yourself to focus and get to a space where you had an aha moment, where things clicked, or you felt like you had the presence of an ancestor, spirit guide, guardian angel, whatever your belief system is, that was really working with you or came through, or you had that psychic knowing space. And then do your spiritual work. So that, you're basically like amplifying, setting the stage, connecting to, aligning with that restorative energy that can bring you to a place where you do feel safe and secure, loved, healthy, and spiritually aware.
Yeah, two things. I think first off, what Lisa's saying is so right. You've got to capture that. And I mean, it's one of those things, really throw yourself a ways back if you need be. What was your first memory of laughter? I mean, something like that can get you...
Whatever you can get this in the right space.
Into the space. Because it's essential you get into that space, but you don't want to have with it the resentment, so well, that was then, this is now. Because you're automatically defeated yourself at that point by going, what we're trying to do is take what was then to now. And you do that by bringing the energy forward.
Right. Remember, the universe... The big good thing has a very different idea about time.
Thoughts are amazingly powerful things. Your thought will become your thought form. It becomes real. It becomes the thing that brings about those energies. Energy follows thought. Thought directs energy. It does. So this is really where we have to work, hard on our thinking, to be honest. To really, to dissociate with the negative association of or resentment that was then, this is now kind of thing. It's you have to get beyond that. You have to just go back to the purity of that, that rush of love, or that burst of laughter, or that immense case of self-pride where you did something really awesome, and it can be something just
be small, but to reset the energy, because sometimes we are so resentful or so hurt or so exhausted that we have a really hard time connecting with the energy that we are looking for. Right. And just know that spirit doesn't have the same sense of time as we are. So, as we do. So you can go backwards and collect that energy, or you can move forwards, right? Once you have that idea of, oh, I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, whatever it is, then you can look forward to manifesting more of the details. I want to be able to walk a mile again. So I'm setting the intention that this new moon will allow me synchronicities and unexpected good things to be able to walk a mile again. Or I visualize myself, in a perfect position financially, where I love my work and I get paid what I'm worth, and, or you visualize yourself in a, the perfect relationship where there's a good balance and healthy energy, and whatever it is you're working on, get to that place where you can collect good energy. I'm not saying that this is instantly going to cure some sort of trauma or distress or bad karmic thing that happened to you. I'm not going to say this is an instant cure, but I'm saying bringing the trauma and hurt and disease to your altar for the magic may not help you. But getting in that sacred space and collecting the good energy, right, is going to help your spell work more easily. Right? So, and again, we could liken this to making a recipe. If you have really great ingredients, the final product is going to come out really good. But if you have crappy ingredients, it's going to be harder to make it taste nice.
That's true.
Right?
Although, culinary skills and all that. Oh dear, I'm sorry. People are getting commercials again. Well, thank you to the powers that be that the Tube of You decides that they'd like to inject commercials into our live streams.
Especially since they pay us so much.
Let us manifest the reality where they do pay us so much.
Hey, 1,000 people watched Tarot for Tomorrow on Sunday. That was awesome.
That was better. That was better. So it would lovely if we had 1,000 people watching right now.
I think we couldn't do 1,000 readings anymore.
No,
we'd have to do a lottery.
We'd have to have a moderator as well, I think, at that point, because the chat would be a little off the charts. There was another thing I was thinking about as well, because, dangerous. And it's funny because we were talking about this in Craft of the Wise a couple of weeks ago, that, when you learn a language, your first language, your native tongue, you kind of learn it by rote and you don't really think about what the words mean. You just learn, phone, case, crystal, you learn what things are called. And
you just trade it in your mind and get to a place where you start thinking in the other
language. You don't really
yeah.
start thinking about the etymology of words. And I was just thinking about, solvents and dissolve and resolve and resolution and all that. And they all have the same root. So there's got to be something there. And you think about, well, what do you do if you've stuck? You need to remove the glue, and you would use a solvent to unstick that. And that solves your problem. So this is it. And resolve and dissolve are kind of interesting, and there's got to be some kind of connection there.
Resonate means to align with.
Well,
right?
also that means to sing, resonate, to sing again. Literally, if you break that one down.
Right, I'm saying to align with
this
that energy.
singing here moves this one here, so it re-sings, and so that's what resonance makes things. That standing
so you
wave,
want to connect to that wave of energy, that light,
Yeah, when you hit middle C on a piano, the strings on the octaves will also, and on the third, the fifth, the seventh, the ninth, they're all going to vibrate at different frequencies. It's what makes it sound so magnificent. It's just not one pure tone. And, brilliant instruments are built for their resonance, their ability to re-sing kind of thing. And that's what...
Well, that's what I'm trying to say Scorpio is asking you to do.
Tune into the resonant frequency.
Look deep. Figure out what kind of magic you want to do, right? Set a plan. What does good look like? And do your magic. And again, I suggest elemental for this.
Yeah. But magic is purity of intent, and it's pure. It's we're all tied back. We look at films like Star Wars and we think, oh, how trite. But there's some deep magic within that film.
I don't think how trite. I like Star Wars.
It's a film, though, isn't it? It's not something you would consider to be part of anybody's spiritual path. But
I don't know.
But again, I get it. But the thing where Luke's X-wing fighter is stuck in the swamp in Dagobah, and when Yoda pulls it out just with his whatever, and Luke says, "I don't believe it." He said, "That is why you fail. Because that is it. I'll believe it when I see it. Maybe you'll see it when you believe it. Because this is the thing. This is that purity of intent. What separates somebody from being majorly successful and somebody who keeps falling on their face is, some would say, well, it's just confidence. Is it confidence?
And belief that they're going to move forward.
But the concept of failure doesn't actually come into the mind of the successful person. It's not in the plan. So sometimes when failure occurs, it can occur spectacularly because they've not actually planned for that. But if they're quite agile, they'll be able to think on their feet, so to speak. But it still is, if you start planning a defect in from the get-go, you're going to wind up with a defective thing. So again, go back to that simple purity, that, you know, what is my first memory of laughter? Don't overthink it. Feel it, you know, absorb that feeling and bring it straight forward, you know. And this is how we condition our belief, because I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,001st. Again, whatever's going on in here is connected via this light pipe to an overhead projector stuck on the top of our head. Whatever is here is written on that screen. That becomes our feedback loop.
As within, so without.
Exactly. Wherever we look, that's what we see. And so if the message is one of desperation and struggle, wherever you look, you're going to see desperation and struggle. And so it reinforces what you're actually feeling inside. If you do it differently, if you write a different message on that, wherever you look, you're going to get that reinforced back. So it's like, yeah, we're a product. Our reality is a product of ourselves, and we are a product of our reality. But the two are inextricably linked. And yeah, you can't change anything in this world but yourself. But by changing yourself, everything has to change, because it balances the equation.
Right.
It's simple math if you want to look at it that way. But
well, I mean, there are times when we do get into a space that we have no idea how we're going to get out of, right? Like overwhelming debt, or really bad health news, or we just feel so lost and disconnected from spirit, or we feel just completely alone and no idea how to rebuild our social life or our relationships. And sometimes when you're in that space, things don't get better on their own.
No, you need something to actually crack that.
And let me tell you, today is a fantastic day to break the old pattern. Fantastic day to set a new intention. And the reason I'm telling you is to get to that restorative space is bypass the dark, heavy spot. I'm not saying, again, that you're going to completely forget about a trauma, or that instantly you're going to be 50 pounds lighter. But if you feel that there's a way to resolve that trauma, or a way to health and nutrition and balance, that's what you've got to build today. And you have the stars on your side.
That is so true, because the one given you have to take when it comes to solving problems is there has to be a solution to that problem. Granted, you may not be able to see that solution right now, but if you cannot even entertain the thought that there might just be a solution to the problem, you will never solve your problem. I mean, that and not realizing you've a problem in the first place. There's a lot of people swimming around in that big old river in Egypt, you know, denial kind of thing. So if we work to, just as I said, simply reconnect with that deep internal, what's the word I'm looking for? Knowledge, innate knowledge. Yeah, it's there. It's there in you. It's been in you all along. All that's necessary too is to connect to it and realize that, yeah, whilst I may not have the exact way planned forwards yet, there is a solution. That's good enough. I mean, when somebody's locked in a pit of depression, it's almost like there's this huge black cloud.
It's really hard to remember what it was to feel well.
Yeah, what it was like to be happy, or even envisage being happy again. But if you can somehow get that little kick up the arse to connect you with that
align with the other stream of consciousness.
Yeah, which is there. It is there. It's not been eradicated. It has to be there, because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. There's a balancing.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
No, but it can be transformed.
Absolutely.
It can be transformed. So apparently Helena thinks that's awesome. You're awesome, Helena.
Alrighty.
You are. What are we doing now?
Why
are we doing
cards,
that anyway?
we're getting
hey, listen, I'm seeing a lot of people watching us, but not a lot of likes. So would you please just spam the like button?
Now listen, I have to shuffle pretty well.
Oh, because you use these for... These may be in order now, so let's...
Only the major arcana.
Let's unorder them. Let's put them into disorder.
We had so much fun yesterday. That was a great class.
You were doing what? The secrets of the major arcana?
Yeah, the hidden occult secrets in the major arcana. That was fun.
Excuse us. Excuse us.
Ah, people had a good time. All right.
All right. What we got?
We got Sean first.
Who's doing it? Me?
Well, you start.
Okay. I'm feeling this must be the one. Oh, not bad for somebody who's got a penchant for gardening. So this is really, really cool. This is the Constant Gardener card. And this again is in order to deal with things, you don't have to do anything massive. It doesn't have to be earth-shatteringly awesome. It's just a simple case of being patient and doing what's necessary when it's necessary. I mean, this person's come along, they've tilled their ground, they've pulled out any big rocks or whatever, planted their seeds, watered them as necessary. Any slugs and snails and creepy crawlies, they've moved them out the way, they've thinned out the seeds, and just, they've just done the simple what's necessary. They've not stood there yanking on it saying, come on, grow you bugger, or trying to spray everything with Roundup. It's a Buddhist philosophy, I think, is it? The grass grows all by itself, and it really does. So long as you do, Sean, just what's necessary when it's necessary, you're going to get there spectacularly. But be patient.
I don't know, when he pulled this out, what I noticed right away was the orange, the color of strength. And I feel like there's something that you were just about to give up on.
Oh, don't.
Something that you thought, I got better things to focus on. I think give it one more push, and I think there's going to be a big breakthrough. One more push, big breakthrough. What?
I just noticed his boots are different colour.
Oh.
Not noticed.
Well, the orange shirt is what stuck out to me. So I just think have a little more strength. Give it one more push. Don't give up just yet. And there's a big breakthrough.
We've got a couple of new people watching us. Hello, Sarah, and hello, Mousy. Is that Mousy?
Mousy, looks
Mousy.
like.
All right.
All right,
Welcome,
I'm up
welcome,
next
welcome.
for Gilda.
Hello, Gilda.
Ooh. This, actually, people always think that this card is a relationship card, but it's much more a healing card, because this is Archangel Raphael, God's healer. So I think bring yourself to that space of feeling happy, healthy, and well. And even if you maybe never worked with Archangel Raphael before, today might be a great day to introduce yourself. Make a little offering, right? Charge an apple for healing that you're going to eat, or offer a part of the apple as an offering. I think there's something here for Gilda with healing.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, as the saying goes. I actually really like this card a great deal, but I do think I feel this is very much you, and you are one of these people who are inherently inquisitive. You need to know how things work. That's cool. That's wonderful. And on the side of the healing kind of thing, I feel that you have a strong propensity yourself to be a healer. I know you're like the full-time mum right now, and I get that, but you still got a lot of boo-boos to heal there and all that sort of stuff. But I think there's much healing you can bring to situations. And I think one of the things as well is that how long we got? It's like 20 minutes. Okay, I can probably do your reading in the next 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I just feel, Gilda, that you've got to be on firm ground to be able to rescue somebody else, and the healing in you needs to begin with you, in you, and not feeling guilty for the way you feel. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm trying to cut this short because I know I'm getting the raised eyebrows now. You can see this is like, you can see what's going on. I think you know what I'm saying. I don't want to labour the point, but it's got to start within. Make amends internally, and then you're going to get into clearer air, I think.
Okay.
Will that do me?
Yes.
I don't want to keep going forever.
Right. No, I mean, we have about 2.5 minutes per person, you know?
Yes.
So you can't do 20 minutes for one person. And yes, Stevie, Helena Rose is right. On Magical Mondays, we only do readings for channel members or super chats.
Yeah, you can throw us a super chat. We'll make an exception for that.
All right, you're
It's
first.
all for a good cause.
You're
Tell your friends.
first for Savannah.
Hello, Savannah. Oh, let's see what we got for you. Oh, hey, celebration. Oh, I knew you were going to sing that. I almost did myself, but I don't quite have
I
the
could sing
the
like
voice.
Phoebe did to the bagpipes.
No, don't. No, that also went through my head. If you were thinking of taking up the bagpipes, don't.
Oh.
That's an instrument which, believe me, distance lends great enchantment. You know, ideally a couple of miles. Anyway.
All right, focus. This is for Savannah.
I think really there's much cause for celebration, maybe reconnecting with a couple of old, close sisters, you know, friends, sisterhood friends kind of thing. And putting the world to rights will do you a bunch of good. And I think you know, accept that invitation or maybe extended invitation. And
yeah, it's funny because you think it's about getting back with past sisters, and I think this is aligning with new sisters.
I'm just seeing celebrate with sisters, past, future, whatever. Shut up, Anton.
No, you don't have to shut up. I don't know. I feel like there's some real energy growing for you within a new social circle. That's what I see.
Oh, well, there you go
Yeah.
then.
And maybe the work that you do today is going to be with Maid and Mother Crone.
Oh, hey, that
Right?
could work.
So you might use the elements, and then you might within that think that, you know, health belongs to the mother and spirituality to the crone or things like that. So I don't know, I just feel like there's a really good thing going on with triplicity.
Ooh, triplicity.
Easy for you to say.
Apparently not.
All right, I go first for Cass.
Well, there you go. Hello, Cass.
Now,
Woosah.
the downside of this Scorpio moon is maybe you're not the one who feels pushed or pulled, but maybe you're the one who feels you have to push or pull. So I think the key to success for this energy, for this card, is to communicate without anger, right? This is a big challenge because sometimes we only say little things, or we say things in a joking way, or we try to kind of gently cajole somebody into understanding. And this energy builds where they don't get it. Energy builds where they don't get it. Energy builds, they still don't get it. Until the point that we're pretty doggone frustrated with that situation. So trying to communicate without exploding is important. And I've noticed sometimes that if I raise my voice in a hostile situation, people shut off and they don't listen. But if I keep my voice very steady and stern, raise an eyebrow, and really make it clear, they get it. So I think you have a communication challenge.
Yeah. I mean, anger is definitely an energy, and there is much that can push our buttons if we let it. But if you harness that frustration, it can be a great motivator, but you've got to balance it. I mean, I, all my life, have struggled with my physical fitness, and when I was asked to run long distances or leap over walls, which I was never particularly good at, I had to get angry with the situation to do it. The unfortunate thing is it's become almost habitual for me now, and I do get overly frustrated about some things that I shouldn't be frustrated about. And my frustration makes me make an absolute botch of the situation. She'll tell you. She'll tell you.
Don't put that negative energy into my food.
Which I just set fire to. I think learning to harness that frustration or that energy of anger for good is useful, especially for a fire sign, which I know you are. But don't let it overtake you and you wind up in that red haze, where you frankly are no longer in control. So yeah, it's a balancing act, and I'm not saying don't get annoyed about things, because that's what makes us what we are. That we need to just kick in and actually sometimes draw a line in the sand or speak not so softly whilst carrying our big stick to let somebody know this is unacceptable, wholly and completely unacceptable what you're doing right now. I take as a personal affront. So please experience an attitudinal readjustment, or I'll readjust it for you, kind of thing. But again, that balance, Kaz, is key here. Don't let it drive you. Yeah, definitely seize your assertive side, but don't let it turn you into an enraged, out of control individual. Does that make some sense?
Okay.
All right.
So, Stevie, I definitely put you on the list. Thank you very much for becoming a member.
New channel member. Awesome. Welcome. You're going to like it here.
Welcome, Samaj. I put your name on the list.
Oh, hey, Samaj.
But we don't have all that much time left.
No, because I'm talking too much, so you better dig in and I'll shut up.
Okay.
Sorry.
But again, we just want to mention, too, that whoever does show up today to listen to all of the readings, something in that other person's reading might speak to you as something useful, because you're kind of in the collective of what's happening. So next we have Anna, and you're first with Anna.
All right.
So you can see the time. Try to limit yourself to 2 minutes.
All right. This higher purpose going on for you, kid. And I love this card, in the grand scheme of things, and I'm sure it's probably going on because aren't we all doing this? There's some home improvement work necessary. And, we're doing that. But there's a higher purpose at work here for you. And realization of that higher purpose, I think, is something that you're perilously close to. I know it's funny, how old were we when we were born, kind of thing, if that makes sense. There's something. Yeah. So I think there's going to be a deep realization within you, and it's why you're bloody here.
The word architect came right out of this card. Now you do see that there's a guy with plans, and there's
he would be an architect.
A bardic type informer here, and then there's this builder. I think that this card is a reminder to get yourself organized and plan out your time and try to stick to the plan, right? If you have a blueprint and you go way off map, the end product doesn't really look like the blueprint. So this is about taking time to make the blueprint and follow the drawing and get yourself where you want to be, not somewhere else.
You next.
Thanks. I always try to speak directly to people, but in a nice way. That is going to be the key to success, because I don't think they're going to get subtle for some reason right now. All right.
I'm as subtle as a flying housebreaker,
I'm up
I tell
for
you.
Misty. No, I think we're past subtle. We're past subtle. Scorpio, I feel like
you should.
Scorpio doesn't really know about subtle. No offense to Scorpios, they understand sneaky, but they don't understand subtle.
Oh, they do understand sneaky.
Misty!
I fear you may underestimate
Misty.
my sneakiness. Oh.
Control.
So it is.
Sometimes we think we're really out of control and that situations are flying around us, that we're just in this, we're in the eye of the storm and we have no control, no way out. But I do think that information is going to come to give you back that seat of control or help you feel a little more safe and grounded. And I do think, Misty, heed the other readings' information and the energy of today and harness it and use it to move yourself out of the eye of the storm.
Samaj, I'm sorry if you're getting bombed with adverts. I think people get them at different times. And yeah, we do get some, but not what you might call
pennies.
Tenths of pennies. Tenths of pennies. We don't have any control over it.
And
either.
we're not even big time YouTubers. Imagine what they're doing on the big stations,
I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot comes into me with this card. I love it. It is very much time, Misty, for you to wrest back the sword of control. But the sword of control doesn't have to be used for bad, You swords do divide, so you're being asked to sort the wheat from the chaff. But a sword is a part of apportioning things where they're supposed to go. It's part of the restorative justice process, which is why you see on the Justice card the person with the sword and the scales. So this is part of it. This is the thing that divides. And it's interesting, I've just noticed that, we've got all of the elements here as well. So nothing is, we've got like a bit of seaweed, we've got a bit of gold for the crown, which is also that. We've got, air and fire going on. We've got seaweed and a laurel wreath. So, we've got the whole kind of thing going on here.
A lot of these hearken to other cards as well.
They do. They allude, as the saying goes. So,
like the moon and the tower, the world.
Which says, whilst you have the sword of control that comes with it, with great power comes great responsibility.
And Once you know it, you have to take care of it.
Yeah, you can't go to being blissfully, ignorant anymore. Once you know something, you have to take on board the responsibility for that. So I think that's something that's being pretty much thrust at you. Yeah, it's time for you to wrest back the sword of control, but understand there are responsibilities with that, Misty.
All right.
Who we got now?
Stevie, and I think you go first.
I do.
Yep.
We'll have to tell Stevie about our karma points and all that, because I've no idea. Oh, this does not suck as a card, let me tell you.
This is really
This is as positive cards go, it's uber positive. It's a really, 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 really excellent card, in so much as that this is honestly God's promise for a happy marriage and everything that goes with it. Happy coexistence if you're not even looking to get married. But, we've got the 2.4 children, the Ford Cortina in the garage, the house on the hill with the river running past, all of the good stuff. But it is really, I think you're being asked, as we started out by saying, it's no coincidence that you should first come to our channel on, maybe you've been before, but make yourself known, become part of things at this juncture at the Scorpio new moon, where we're talking about seizing the energy of something, and knowing what good looks like and bringing that to the fore. And I think that's what you're being asked very much to do, to really focus on that. What is your concept of the perfect situation? Know it, visualize it, see it, be it.
Right. So Stevie, for your $5 a month, well, $4.99 a month membership, you get $5 a month in karma points to spend at the store. So either in person, or you can spend them over the phone. We do mail order. So if you want to call the shop, 845-255-5756, and get yourself on our karma points list, you will get $5 reimbursed for the $5 monthly subscription.
They're kind of cool. Oh, Misty, thank you so much for the super sticker, super chat. Right. That was very kind of you.
So, Stevie, tens in numerology are ones. So this is signifying the completion of something and the new beginning of something, right? Like a cycle moving up. instead of it just being a circle, as a spiral in an upward fashion. And I think that looking at the image, we can see the people are open to taking the next step. So I think a big key for you in whatever it is you're working on is being open to the synchronicity, or open to the path that awakens in front of you. Sometimes we want to make a move, we want to get things going, we want to focus our energy, and the path opens up and we think, oh, I didn't expect it to be that. So give yourself a little credit and try to go with the flow, and I think you'll see that you're moving upward. So work your magic and be open to working that magic.
I was just reading along to some of the people commenting about the adverts.
I think that they're...
It's YouTube's policy to bombard you with adverts so that you subscribe to their service and don't have to watch adverts anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will make you so sick of them.
Well, that's just like Facebook. You could boost a post for $25 and tons of people would see it. Now, if you don't spend $300, they don't show it to anybody.
Well, yeah, maybe
All
10
right,
people.
Samaj.
Samaj!
Ace of Wands.
Not a sucky card, mate.
For you again, I feel like this is some sort of reimbursement for a past investment. Some sort of grabbing on to some great karma. Finishing some work. Feeling like you're getting back on top of things. Aces are new beginnings as well. But again, I feel like this is moving up a step in a cycle, not a completely foreign beginning.
All right, I don't know where this is coming from, but I've learned just to go with it. I mean, this is a very, very positive card, but finish the goddamn book, okay? That's
right. That's short and sweet. All right. So this week, instead of picking a card for the week, I would like to pick an ogham.
Oh, hey, we're doing something different. It's all trees.
Because maybe some people want to expand their spirituality. So the way to expand their spirituality would be looking at the ogham.
And it's one to the left.
It is hawthorn.
The white thorn. The
white
beginning
thorn
of
at
summer.
the beginning, yes. So this hawthorn is Mayflower.
If I can show you.
It signifies the opening of the light, white, and it's connected to some really cool things. I'm really not agreeing with what this little pamphlet has to say about it. This little pamphlet says terror and fear. So can't say I agree with that. I see hawthorn as the announcement of the end of winter. It has to do with the white pillar on the tree of life and the God force, not
not the other side. But there's always reflections. We always say, honestly, I give credit where credit's due. Is what Lisa always says, that maybe there's only 6 Sabbats and their reflections,
No,
or 4 Sabbats and their reflections, 6 signs and their reflections.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm
You're getting there.
numerologically challenged on occasion. But what we're talking about, as we've just gone through, like at 15 degrees Scorpio, we've just really entered that cross-quarter Kalengayev, that is the beginning of winter. And while our thoughts are very much, they introspective, and are we prepared, and the whole working of the Mari and all of that kind of thing that we've just done is about, are you prepared? There has to be, at the end of it, prepared for what? It's not certain death. We're looking for the coming
the potential,
spring. So we focus on our potentiality and what we're going to do with that. And I think this is very apt and apropos for what we appropriate, apt and appropriate, for what we've been talking about, to seize onto that energy. Even though this is inherently a beginning of a dark time, we still don't have to be dark. We can focus on the positive, on that which we seek, that which we seek. Which I keep hearing about the book, but honestly, I don't know anything about what I'm to write. Well, it's the third time the message has come up last week. Very
Well, that's
interesting.
interesting for sure.
I know where it came from, but maybe start somewhere. Anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Sean says it might be for me. I have to finish my epilogue and get my revisions done.
Well,
Well,
for you, for sure. You've got that with the...
Well, there is that group mind that
Constant
happens
Gardener
when we
card.
collect together. Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know. You know, maybe it's funny, isn't it? Some people think about things. Oh, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to do that one day, and then somebody just like for whatever reason, just get propelled somewhere they weren't even contemplating.
Right. We've got to
The
get on.
unexpected energies.
The unexpected. We got to get on.
Unexpected energies. I love. Thank you for doing an ohm today.
I know. Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
So that's our ohm for the week. Hawthorne, bright light, white, awaken, respond. Be blessed in the light and let things start to grow.
Yes, indeed. So we do thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week.
Thank you to the spirits who joined us.
He's just joined us now, and he's a channel member.
Oh, all right.
We'll do it.
Hawthorne.
Sean,
the cycle.
the other Sean.
The other Sean.
The other
All right.
Sean.
I'll
Sean
pull
with
you a
that-
card really quickly.
Go on,
and then
you
we've
just
got
do
to
it.
sign off.
We gotta go.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, choices.
Choices and decisions. Sean, I think this has to do, because it's a 7, with you working through the energy of the chakras and working on some of the stuff we talked about in class yesterday with 7s, and feeling that you're coming to a place to make choices that are best for you.
Yeah, and I really vibed your glasses. I thought they were wicked cool. But moving on. Yeah, choices. Not everything is as it appears. And sometimes...
Nor is it otherwise.
that is very, very true. But sometimes you know, don't be rash. Ponder things a little bit. And you will be making the right... But you will make a choice. Choose you must, in the words of Yoda. Choose
All
you
right,
must.
we've got to get
All
going.
right, we gotta go.
As usual-
We're over time.
As usual,
Thank
the
you.
days are just packed.
Thank you so much for your wonderful energy.
Your
and
attention, your good energy.
mash
and
that like button.
do your magic.
And tell your friends all about us, because that's a way of magic too. All right.
Peace
Have
and
yourself a
bright
beaut-
blessings. Happy new moon.
Happy new moon. Oh, stop, please. There we go.